Shall we? Who's ready for some boom, baby? Boom! Rise and shine. It's your morning marijuana motivation time. Your host with the most is Marky Saint. And every morning I get up and I'm blessed to be alive. This one's a little bit more than usual because your boy has been tenderoni, bro. Like I've been in my guts, like trying to figure out what's up with what. And while I was in pain, I was being attacked by my ex narcissist ex and her friends flying at me and trying to disturb my peace while I was sick. And it turned into me, and I was like, that's your perspective, bro. Like, at the end of the day, everybody's gonna have an opinion, everybody's gonna be an asshole, and they're all allowed to have those feelings, and that's just the way it is. Can't win them all. Even if you try, by the time you win one, you'll lose another. And then I just had to realize that not only was this person trying to still affect me, right? I posted a picture of her ass that I asked for permission months ago, and only recently did they notice her and her fly monkeys, her and her gay pals or whatever, conglomerating around this one photo that you can't even see her. It's the back of her head, it's barely her ass, and she's checking out my tits on shirts design. Now I asked her permission before all this drama to use this photo. And for me, part of it was like, should I even use it? Like, this bitch committed an abortion on my baby. It's not like it's something I wanted to celebrate her. I wanted to celebrate business. If anybody knows me personally, it's all about business for me. I stopped at 40 years old 4 years ago posting anything personal because they'll delete it. And when they deleted everything, including my full account on my 40th birthday, the day before I turned at 40, I stopped believing. I stopped believing in the Facebook cause. I stopped putting so much energy into what's being posted or what people are saying, and just seeing that it's just all digital 0.0s floating around. Now, mind you, I was in the jungles of Thailand, literally, and I didn't have any internet, and I didn't want to spend my time uploading all my memories or trying to keep up with the Joneses or any of these things, right? So I just let it go. Now, mind you, I said, hey, I'm going to post this photo and ask for permission months ago. And then only recently did it just stir everyone up. And then I had to realize, like, wait, that's your perspective. That's just you. And it's only going to be you. Every time you do something that's going to piss off someone and excite someone else, it's always going to be a push pull scenario for some people. For some people, it's going to be a push. For some people, it's going to be a pull. Whatever it is, don't be a fool. Okay, don't jump into it. I almost did, man. I almost wanted to respawn, clap back, tie my horns in it, and then I realized that this person is as powerless as they are. There's nothing you can do. The photo's already been taken, already been posted. It's only now hurting you. And I've had this conversation with my spiritual mentor where people will be like, oh, I'm mad at you, and you won't even know that they're mad at you. That's your perspective. You don't know when someone's pissed because they're the ones drinking the fucking poison. You're like, you've been angry at me this whole time? Dude, I had no idea. And that's what people will do. They'll harbor pain, they'll bring you into their drama, into their llama. And I just had to quietly realize that this person is powerless over me. And I needed to have this conversation this morning because I was listening to, oh, bitch. What a fag. You just spilled all my weed on the ground, dude. Luckily, I didn't put too much of my stock in it. Well, that's what I get for talking shit, This is what it is. It's a shit talking moment because I had to get my energy back, bro. My energy back. My energy was like, nah, man, you ain't gonna talk to me any which way. I'm in control of me. I already had asked permission for this thing. If anyone has a problem with it, they can kiss my lily white ass. And that's what it is. A lot of people are going to try to convince other people of their perspective, right? Try to win opinions or make something out of nothing. And I was just like, it's already launched, bro. It's been out for months, and only recently did you notice that it was posted. Did you recently get your energy back up and start complaining and trying to get people to change their ways or their perspective to the situation? And that's all it is. That's all that this is. This is us looking at situations and having perspectives, and then having emotions tied to those perspectives, and having some sort of action done to the perspective. If you feel like you're being slighted, right? If you feel like you're in control, or that more of the abuse can take and take and unfold, I have news for you. No one else cares, right? Like, just they just don't. You think every other girl that's posting 17 photos a day trying to show off her butthole is going to give a fuck about your little scenario where you just have one photo? Think about all these photos and the times that it's happened, right? So this isn't the first time it's happened. The one that comes to mind was the girl that took the selfie with my homie wearing a shirt that says "I love my life." Now, she sent me this photo and then complained that it was up. And I was like, wait a minute. You sent it to me. Why'd you send it to me if you knew I wasn't going to use it? Right? You know what I mean? This is about my shirt and my friend. He's in it. He's literally holding up the shirt. She's just holding open the phone. And if she didn't get her face in it, we wouldn't be having this conversation. If she would have simply just took the photo, my friend holding up his shirt, "I love my life," me and you wouldn't be having this conversation. But instead, what'd she do? She got her face all up in the video, all up in the thing, took a selfie, and then was pissed to high heaven that she was in it. Mind you, she took the photo and sent it to me. So I have people that pull stupid shit all the time, right? Didn't want to be in the photo, but put herself in the photo. Doesn't know that it's about the t-shirt, but thinks it's about her. How many people do you think that they think that they're the moral of the story? There's a whole music section with Kendrick Lamar where people think that oh, you're the moral of the story, huh? No one else gives a shit. And that's what ends up happening. We think a lot of people care, and they don't. No one gives a shit. You're off on your own. And the more you realize that these are unhealthy perspectives, or these are just fucking opinions, and they're like, opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one, right? Till you get your own opinion of yourself, it won't matter, right? Till you have a steadfast feeling like what you're doing is right and true to you, you won't have to worry about other people's opinions of you. This is a whole nother level of things that I would just like, if I believed it, believed in her shitty little fucking gay friends and their little drama crew, and they're the only three people in Norway that give a fuck about this thing, right? And how powerless they are, and how petty they are, and months have gone past. You don't control. Oh, come on! I just literally, I can't even right now. Come on, bro! I just literally put that all in here, nice and good, and you just fucked it for me. Come on, bro. There we go. Slippery fingers. Slippery motherfucking fingers. I'm trying to be about that life. I'm trying to be about this life, this progressive life, this life that I don't have to jump into a situation and get myself all in a bluster, or get myself all out of whack when the situation doesn't fit me. If it doesn't fit, it ought to quit. And that's that whole situation where you go, not my circus, not my monkeys. I got flying monkeys coming at me, telling me that I'm a piece of shit, and you're just like the piece of shit that I thought you were when I met you, and all this shit talking, all this attacks. And I was just like, that's these people trying to control situations that they don't control. They don't control themselves. They don't control the situation. They just come up with all sorts of things. You must be bored, right? To worry about, when they should probably be worried about, I don't know, their rent, controlling themselves, maybe their own wedding, if they're so going to get married, right? Why aren't you all up in it and focused on that shit? Oh, that's right, because you need the drama. You need the excitement. For some reason, some people, and I mean this, it turns them on. The attention they get from, like, say, two dudes fighting, or that they think that they're important enough to have the conversation further, then they feel like they're leading, right? It's like page 6 news. You're like, I'm on page 6, right? You don't want to be on page 6. You want to know why? Because page 6 is the gossip column. That's where everybody wants to live. It's like, oh shit, they were on page 6. You know what I mean? That's what's going on with them. They have tragedy and trauma like us, and that's what people look for. They want some stories that kind of match theirs, right? I don't have to look at my own story if I'm over here looking at, I don't know, what's his name that fucking was arguing with her, Amber Heard? What's his name? Johnny Depp and Amber Heard are airing out their grievances, for two lovers that have smacked upon each other, sent nasty text messages. The breakup was unreal, and now it had to be done in the court of law in front of everybody. That's what we love. We love the drama. We want to know every little tidbit and detail. That's what we live for. And unfortunately, that's the only thing that's exciting our brain. It's almost like, unfortunately, being excited by a gambling machine or something. If that's what works on your brain, then that's what you're gonna be like. Yeah, dude, this is super dope. Da 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 da. You're bored. Simple put. If a Netflix thing turns you off, yes, I can't wait for Netflix. You're bored, right? If you can't wait for some drama, you're bored. You literally need to get busy on you, because that's the only perspective that matters. Everybody else is going to get done up, spun up, try to get your attention, your money, energy, attention, and time. And while I was sick in the bed and sweating and dying, still kind of sweating and dying, I had to realize that these people have no power over me. I'm no longer on an island dictated by this person and the thoughts of them every day. Haven't thought of them since months ago, and only because recently did I get attacked by email and messages from her flying monkeys did it even matter. And then I realized it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If you think one little monkey stops the show, you're dead wrong. If you think one little photo is going to stop my world, you're also trying to trick me into getting it controlled. And that's when I was like, holy shit, I have my own perspective. I have my own philosophies. I have my own thoughts. And it was just that, I'm here for business. And I'm here for business from the beginning till the end. And I asked for permission. I said, I want to sell. This was perfect timing. This is you looking at my tits on shirts design with your butt hanging out and you can't see your face. It's perfect alignment. I asked for permission before we ever broke up, and you said yes. Now, this is what's funny about people that sign prenuptial agreements or actually say they're going to marry you, or you know what I mean, bro? I actually asked this chick to marry me, and she actually said yes. And unfortunately, some people's yeses aren't the same, right? Some people's yeses and commitments are not the same, and you're gonna have to fucking realize that. So what I had to realize this morning, and I'll get into it because I have my trusty other video, was there was a girl literally talking about these this is my favorite. The chick's really smart for psychology, but she talks about covert narcissists and 5 things you will never hear from a covert narcissist, right? Things from a female covert narcissist that you will never hear. I needed to hear this because it taught me what I needed to hear, and I'm going to leak it with you guys. It's 111 right now. Yep, 111. And this is Lizzie LeBlanc. I've already followed her, but she's really smart, and I'm just going to jump into it, shall we? 111. Let's smoke for the nation.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Lise LeBlanc, therapist, author, and life coach, and in today's video, I'm talking about things that a man would need to hear from a female covert narcissist after a breakup to help him resolve cognitive dissonance and break the trauma bond.
Yep.
I will also explain why never in a million years will you ever hear these admissions from your narcissistic ex.
Okay.
Also, I want to give special thanks to the anonymous contributor who shared his insights about his experiences with a female covert narcissist. I've adapted and included many of his reflections in this video, which, by the way, is part 1 of 2. Part 2 will be posted next week, so please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss it.
Let's get into it.
If you find this video helpful, please consider supporting my channel
Support her,
in
guys.
other ways with a super thanks or
thanks,
by
like,
joining my membership
subscribe.
community.
Let's go.
Okay, so let's dive right in. But again, keep in mind that you will not actually hear these things from a female covert narcissist in reality.
I had to learn.
And I'll tell you why.
This is me digging deeper.
So number 1 would be for them to recognize their toxic relationship patterns.
Right.
So in this ideal imaginary world where a narcissist could see themselves as they are, they might say something like, In the beginning of our relationship, I love and sex bombed you like I have done with all of my past partners.
That's what I needed to hear. You know, having sex with me within the first 6 hours. You know what I mean? Playing games about her celibacy, but still having sex with me. And then knowing that she wasn't that celibate because she had sex with the guy that flew her out to Thailand a month before me. So the pattern was to reach out to that dude, go, hey Mo, what's up with that, bro? He blocked me, didn't say nothing. Her ex boyfriend, after she chewed him up after me, and asked the guys just before me and after me, not all of them, there's too many, but just was that the pattern? Well, did you see a pattern of abuse? Was she violent towards you? Do you feel manipulated by her, or do you feel like she was ever telling the truth? I reached out.
I made you believe that you were the love of my life, my soulmate, the one
Said
and
the word
only.
soulmate, said yes to being married.
And I wanted to believe this too. But deep down, I knew that it was all part of my toxic relationship patterns and that all you would ever get from me was an inescapable nightmare.
For 3 months.
The truth is, I have a proven track record showing time and time again that I am incapable of an honest and authentic relationship.
Yeah.
I just don't feel love like others do. So try to understand that I am pre-programmed to see myself as a victim and destroy you when you inevitably fail to meet my unrealistic expectations. It is a tragic cycle, and I hope you can find a way to see it for what it is and break free from the illusion that I could ever provide the genuine connection and love that you deserve. Don't let your addiction to me ruin your future opportunities to be happy.
There it is. There was an addiction.
Okay, so although this is obviously hypothetical,
she found the right
such
guy,
an admission would be helpful.
Right? She found the right guy to convince of the addiction, right? So I'm almost like sure that there was a tracking or radar on this, right? If you want and you don't believe, there's something about when you're being tracked by someone, right? When you're being persecuted or there's a prejudice after you, right? This is what I started to notice, and it's not right, but it is what happened. I'm sitting there going like, what the fuck is that so loud for? Yo, I can hear it from far away. Handle your shit, bitch. Handle your shit. God damn. A big old loud ass city bus, man. It sounded like a jetliner out the back. Jeez, oh. But that's what it is. You're never gonna hear straight apologies from these people. You're not gonna hear the truth. They're so mind fucked and manipulated that I started to jump into it, right? My distortion of what reality was started to change as my perspective started to gain. She was so far ahead of me with the gaslighting and the terminology and the narcissism information because she was well practiced at it. I hadn't done it yet. I knew I had narcissistic tendencies only because I kept grandiose. I traveled the world 3 times. I think I can do anything. When I have a vision, I just go after it and I've watched things accomplish, right? That's my narcissism. In a way, it's a healthy narcissism. You know, it's like to believe in myself. I can go up to that girl and talk to her. I can go around the world and come back. I can make businesses out of nothing and they'll be successful. Join Weed Club, Weed Swag Bags, Weed for Vegas. The whole magazine was me. And then I pick it up and I look at it and I'm like, I can't believe this was me. You know, this old magazine. I was like, I did this whole motherfucking thing. It feels out of body. I think a narcissist would feel entitled. I think a narcissist would be like, yeah, that's me. That's it. That's me. I'm grateful. If I didn't have that magazine, I would have probably gotten beaten up in jail. 6'6" Crip. Talking about, I've seen you in your magazine before. My magazine
it would make
life.
you realize that a narcissist's behavior is not personal, but rather part of a consistent and destructive pattern. In reality, they never admit to their toxic patterns, even if they were aware of them, because this would require them to face uncomfortable truths about themselves that challenge their facade of perfection and superiority.
You're not superior.
So the important thing to remember is that their inability to sustain a genuine, healthy relationship is a result of their disorder and has little, if anything, to do with you.
Sexual abuse.
This understanding can help you detach from any lingering self-blame, stop the rumination and wishful thinking, and allow you to move forward with your life. Number 2 is admitting their self-centered nature.
Right.
So in this
You
fantasy
saved
world,
yourself.
it would be
You didn't
very
save no
healing
babies.
to hear something
You never
like,
heard anybody happier
once you were
after you,
addicted to
right?
me, I had you where I wanted you.
Yeah.
You'd do just about anything to get my love
Swam
and
to the middle of the
approval.
bay
I just had
in a
to pull
kayak.
away, express disappointment,
She
make you
had me
feel
chasing.
guilty, or
She's
pull on your empathy
breadcrumbing me.
strings, and you jump at the
Give me sex,
opportunity
but not
to
see you for a
cater
week.
to the
Come back,
relentless
be
demands of
naked
my 5 indulgent
on the
selves:
beach under the full
selfishness,
moon,
self-absorption,
but not sleep
self-centeredness,
with me.
self-importance, and self-service.
Right.
I was
You're in
always
high
happy
fashion.
to take and receive with an air of
You're a
entitlement,
super empath.
but then I'd conveniently dismiss your needs and disappear when it was time to give in
I've never
return.
heard you say
Of
that
course,
you
a
were wrong with the
narcissist
other
will never
people.
admit this in reality because it
I've
would
never.
completely shatter their helpless victim identity and
Right. You're
threaten their
just a little
ability to
wallflower
control
that
you.
swings
It's
on me,
important to
headbutts me,
understand
and
that a
tries to kick me in the
narcissist's
balls.
behavior is rooted in a
This
deep-seated
beautiful
need
woman
to manipulate and
was
dominate
crying
others.
all the time,
Their actions are
complaining all the
designed to
time,
sustain their own
never happy,
self-esteem, reduce
con-
their
just
anxiety, and fulfill their needs
emotional
and
trauma,
desires without any
always,
regard
every
for
day,
you or your
every day.
well-being.
Not one day was solid.
Number
Not one
3
day
would
was
be to
smooth.
acknowledge their lack of empathy.
Yeah.
Here,
Where's
you
your
might
empathy
need to
now?
hear
If you're a super
something
empath, where's your
like,
empathy for your
just
own
for a
children?
moment, I will try my best to sincerely put myself in your shoes and try to imagine what it must have
Walking
felt
all
like
the
to be
way
strung
with
along for
prenatal
such a
vitamins.
long period
Again,
of time
prenatal vitamins
in such
after I
a
had an
chaotic
abortion.
and one-sided
They come
relationship.
into this where you're stonewalling me,
Oh, but
not
wait,
thanking me for the
I
money, not
can't
thanking
feel
me
any
for the orange
empathy
juice, not
towards
thanking me for the
others,
medicine.
especially men that I'm romantically involved
Complain the
with.
whole time.
Of course, I'm good at acting like a caring, self-aware, spiritual, and highly empathetic person in order to keep my mask of vulnerability intact.
Right.
But in truth,
I'm
any
heartless.
empathy I
I
do
can sleep with
genuinely
men and
feel
take their money
is
and not
reserved
feel
for
anything in my
me,
body.
myself, and I.
I've damaged my soul, and I
So,
don't mind killing
the
other
reason
souls.
you
A
will
soul's
never
born
hear
inside me
any
and
of
not
this from
dead.
a narcissist is because acknowledging these things would require them to confront the false image they have of themselves and the endlessly misunderstood victim identity that they have. So it is helpful to understand that a narcissist either doesn't have the capacity for empathy and they don't feel
Yeah.
guilt or
Let me
remorse
go dance with
for
your
what
friend.
they are
What's
doing
wrong
to you.
with that?
Number 4 would be
Bitch,
to
you were just on a
apologize for
Harley
their
with another
lies,
dude.
deceit, and abusive behavior.
Yep.
So this
Should
might
never
sound
apologize for putting
something
hands on
like,
me.
I admit that I lied and deceived you the entire time of our relationship.
Yep.
When you attempted to confront me about my behavior, I resorted to a series of defense mechanisms to avoid accountability and maintain your loyalty to me. But the truth is, I never had any loyalty to you. I saw you as replaceable, disposable, as a servant who would let me get away with anything as long as I could get you to buy into my intricate
Pay
web of
slaves.
lies and cover-ups. You didn't deserve to be treated so badly, but because of my disorder, I easily justified my actions, telling myself I was simply protecting myself from your attacks.
Mm-hmm.
Now, obviously, a narcissist is not going to own up to their deceitful ways, which sometimes are instinctive
Coming
defense
outside
mechanisms,
going, it
and
costs
other times they're
35,000 euros
simply
to have a baby in
malicious
Norway.
and
I
self-serving.
guess I'll have the baby in
But
Norway.
intentional
Slam
or
the door.
not,
That
learning
was
about
baby
the
45.
narcissist's web of deception can help you
Stone
see the
Molly.
relationship for
Mind
what
you,
it
I
was,
didn't swing on her.
a dynamic built on deceit
Had no plan
rather
on
than
swinging
on
on
love.
her.
And above
It's
all
so
else, it can
toxic.
help you realize that your loyalty and sense of obligation were misplaced. And the best thing to do now would be to break free from the psychological hold that your narcissistic ex has on you. And
That's what it is. I'm breaking hold of this hold where I don't care what she says or does, dude. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to get her back. The point is to be aware of these patterns. I had to outlearn it. You know, I don't see why I was choosing this familiarity. You know, that my mom could be narcissistic and that I would chase a narcissistic woman as well. That would be a pattern. And that's what we're trying to break around here is patterns. Narcissistic cycles, tendencies to only see things through my own lens. I've opened up since going around the world for a year and a half. There's been some humble pie in my story now. And I didn't think there would be, but there is. And, you know, I'm not perfect. It's kind of shady that I put her photo up after the breakup. I had to ask myself a business question. It was like, this is for business, right? And they're mad because I might monetize from it. Shit, I don't even own tits on shirts or butts on shirts anymore. So it kind of loses the purpose. And then it kind of loses the steam. And then you realize that you can just jump into someone's world and get wrapped up all in it. And it's like started to supersede me. And I was moving. I fucking left eggs in the car. I left fucking leftovers in the car. My focus was slipping. I would allow this to take precedence. Like I couldn't wait to jump into the drama. I couldn't wait to snort this line with her. I couldn't wait to be addicted. And this is why I had to be honest about it. Saints addiction, man. You know, I'm perfectly imperfect over at Mostly Saints, but over here, I'm honestly flawed, right? I'm honestly flawed to keep smoking my weed every morning. That's my morning motivation, but I would do it without you, without this show. I would be doing it. It's my habit. And I picked this habit. I had to sit around and go, okay, I'm not going to drink. Okay, I'm going to take the morning on slow. Okay, I'll maybe slow down that speed that I had. I would jump up and go. I had to go relax first. Take my time back. Take my time back. What the fuck? Take my time back and harness my energy, you know. I jump in it from 3 people in Norway who matter at least to me, that are cursing me out and calling me out my name and trying to get a rise out of me, because that's what narcissists do. They want to fight, but they don't want to fight the truth. They didn't want to fight that she actually did give me permission and actually did email me to get a cease and desist, or I give you no more permissions, as if she was that important. The entitlement is real. I already asked permission for it. You know what I mean? Like, this is what's so funny about consent. You know, people change, right? They want to do porn when they're 18 and they don't want to be on porn when they're 38. Decisions have been made. I will not be forced to take down any photos on my page. Not for an I Love My Life shirt, not for a Butts on shirts, not for a, who's the other one that was going about it? There was another situation where I had this, another issue with people. What was the other photo? I'm too high to remember. Time goes by and nobody cares. You'll forget these things. The Romans forgot how to build aqueducts, you know? And then, you know, the full moon will pass, the energy will pass, and this too shall pass. So
invest in your own well-being and healing. Number 5 would be admitting that they gaslighted you. So in this make-believe world, the narcissist would say something like, yes, I manipulated situations to confuse you and make you doubt yourself, to make sure that my needs were always prioritized over yours, and to always maintain control over your mind and your emotions.
Your stuff is here.
I often made you feel like you were at fault, even when you were right. Sometimes I secretly messed with your things and your important documents to make you think you were losing your mind. Sometimes I smiled and acted like everything was fine while seething under the surface and quietly plotting against you. Any gaslighting on my part, of course, was subtle and sneaky. But I wish I could have realized how harmful it was for you to be on the receiving end of this kind of constant gaslighting, where you would accurately lay out the facts of a situation, and yet I could still not admit that you were right. It's in these moments when my pathological need to protect my ego and maintain my sense of superiority would override reality and lead me to deny or distort the truth. Obviously, fat chance that you'd ever hear a narcissist admit that they were gaslighting you. And there are many reasons why they wouldn't do this, including their lack of insight, their need to preserve their flawless self-image, and their deep desire to avoid accountability for their actions. So instead of admitting that they gaslighted you, they will continue to deny, and find people to triangulate and support their distorted narrative.
The fag hags.
Okay, so please stay tuned for part 2 of this.
That's it, dude. And I had to learn, and hopefully you got to learn something as well today. You know, I'm culpable too, reaching out to her before and after boyfriends and just seeing this true story through me scrambling, you know. And I'm triangulating too. I'm re-triangulating the position where I was like, wait a minute, if there's a pattern here, where's my pattern in it? What do I feel comfortable with dating? Who did I almost marry without even knowing? It just slipped past these things to me, you know, just in passing. Sex work comments. Oh, I made 600 euros in a couple hours. I'm like, do I really want to know how you did that? Or how many guys have you been with? Monday through Friday, twice a day? No, 3 times a day? I don't want to know. And I don't want to know anymore. That's what's drug up in me. Being honest about these things, it drugs it up. I have a sense that I could block it and just let it go. Like let go of my car being towed, my truck being taken and auctioned off. That was $4,000, $7,000, $3,000, $5,000, and $6,000 in my products in the back of the shop. Or let go of the fact that I want all my babies. Some were my decisions, some weren't. That's my reality. I live in a real reality. Bigger fish to fry than fucking photos. Jumping in on this shit, I couldn't wait. Something about me was baited. But this time I'm controlled. And 2 morning motivations later, after not being sick anymore, I'm gonna go make my own magic. I'm gonna go get my summon the courage and the energy, take a shower, go get to Magic Convention. That's my plan today. I haven't been there in ages. But last time I got to meet Mark Echo, and last I checked, I had a whole life before and after this. So it's just gonna get busy getting on me. The things that grow me. I can't grow on the couch. It's hurting my stomach. You can get up, move around, even being outside in this hot heat helped me settle that energy. Your health is your wealth. You'll feel it inside you. You can feel if you're doing right by you. Exercise is right by you. Eating right is right by you. Staying active is right by you. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stay active. I'm going to go get busy. I'm going to go get my badge at Magic Convention. And if I can go live, I will. If it doesn't, oh well, I'll film it. So that's the plan. Know what I'm saying? And I already think I know what I'm going to wear. A new version of me. One that gets to go after his dreams. I missed ASD. I got all 4 days of champs. I missed the first day of Magic. But I think I can suck it up, pussy. If people can make it through slavery and the Holocaust and world wars, then I can make it to Magic Convention and get involved and grab my passions instead of focus on this negative shit. I'm bigger than this. My perspective is my reality. And I've gotten books signed by Mark Echo being down there, so I always kind of wish into reality that he'll be there and I can throw him a shirt. And I actually have the shirt ready to go, so yeah. Let's see if I can't manifest meeting Mark Echo again and giving him a Saints brand shirt, his Saints brand shirt, the one I made years ago. That's what I would like. That would be worth it to me. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go get my dream. Passion is my passion. Let's see if I can get it ignited. Blatant. Dreamer. Daydreamer. Get after it. Come on, from this balcony to Good Morning America, smoking weed on Good Morning America, to starting 424-702, eventually Weed for Vegas magazine, to eventually join Weed Club, to eventually Weed swag bags, to eventually Travel by Saints. And Travel by Saints was before all of that. All these dreams into reality. The action is down there. and I need to be in it to win it. Risk it for the biscuit. All right, I'm going to go to battle. You guys might be coming with me. We'll see. In about 2 hours. Peace.